Let me show you guys how I paint Typhus in subassembly and how you can buy, sell, and showcase your minis on Miniswap. Already put on the primer. I used brush on primer from the Army Painter. Next, I'm going to use some good old Death Guard green base color from Citadel. Okay, got the base paint down. When I'm painting in subassembly, I like to press them together so I have a better visual of where I need to put the paint. So the next thing to paint is the trim. I'm going to be using lead bleacher for the silver. Alrighty, I got the silver trim down. There might be a couple of parts where I need to touch up as I go, but that is fine. Next, I'm going to work on the face. Alright, got the face painted up. For this white, I used this one. For the bone color right there, I used this one. For the black, I just used some contrast paint. And for his eyes, I used this red. For his cheeks, I used this gold. And then I used this silver for the horn and the extra parts. All right, he is really starting to come together. I painted all of the tubing black, and I painted his cloth screaming pink. And I got that gold right there with retribution armor, and I used the Wraith bone for the skull. Next, I'm going to work on the little Nurgling and some other parts. Okay, got the Nurgling done, got his weapon done. He is ready to glue together. So that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, got him glued together. He's looking really, really good. I'm very happy the way he's turning out. I used this glue. It worked like a charm. I highly recommend it. Next, I'm going to work on the plague smoke. And the plague smoke and bugs are done. Really happy with the way they came out. I started off with this green shade, and then I dry brushed all of it with some white scar. I went over the bug's wings with Screaming Skull, and I painted them this Tuskor fur. And I painted their eyes this red, and I painted their legs contrast black Templar. And then I went over only the bugs with Nuln Oil. I have Typhus all shaded, all highlighted, ready for the tabletops, ready for his smoke to be glued on and glued to his base. I used this shade on the skulls. I used Earth shade all over him. This is Death Guard's best friend. I used the flesh shade on the Nurgling, and I used the Nuln Oil on his staff and his face right here. So Nuln Oil right there and on his face. The highlights I used for Typhus was this green, and then I used these two for the silver and the gold. And then for these corrosive parts right there, I used this technical paint. Got the plague smoke glued on, and I got him glued to his base, so I'm officially done with Typhus, Herald of the Plague Gods. So now let me show you how I can buy, sell, and showcase my minis on Miniswap. So you go to your Miniswap homepage. Here is mine. This will be the first thing I'm adding. So you add the items, and then you put up the pictures. So once you have your pictures loaded, you just type in what it is so it can bring up the correct tags. It is out of the box, fully assembled, and it is pro painted. It is not kit bash, so I'm not going to click that. Any notes? Painted by Warhammer. List for sale. I'm going to sell it for $100 for my first one. And then the shipping comes automatically. And save. And there you go. Typhus is for sale on Miniswap. I think Miniswap is great, especially if you're looking to just play the game and you're looking for professionally painted pieces. I would say Miniswap is your first stop to look for any professionally painted mini. Also, if you want to sell your minis, this is a great place to showcase them.